never forget leaving a job after 4 years without another job. I never did that before, but I had savings and it was time to go. I was at dinner at my parents' house. My dad asked, "Why don't you come work for me?" What does he even do? Well, it turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life and set me on a course to get me where I am today with you. I'm Lisa Martin, Your Health Insurance Sherpa. For over 2 decades, I've guided individuals, families, small businesses through the complexities and changes in health insurance coverage, most of them first-time shoppers. Today, I'm sharing my story and why I started Your Health Insurance Sherpa, to fill a huge need for guidance with health insurance for every person in America who needs it. In this first episode, I'm pulling back the curtain. Why do I do this work? How did I get here? The legacy my dad built over 40 years and how I'm making health insurance understandable for everyone. So my journey started with my father, Bob, who founded our company, ECA Financial, in 1985. He was heavily involved in the insurance industry and worked with some of the biggest law firms in Phoenix. He enjoyed and excelled in the complexity of a premier benefits package, life, disability, medical insurance, but he also had small groups with just a few employees. My dad's belief was great benefits and advice should be accessible to everyone. When we began this journey together, I joined ECA in 2002. Neither of us were sure it would work out, but spoiler, it did. All year, I talk with anxious people at a crossroads in their health insurance and life. They may have tried to shop on healthcare.gov and got overwhelmed by all the choices. Health insurance is complex, that is for sure. Maybe they've been given the wrong advice somewhere along the way. There's so much misinformation out there, but the truth is most folks don't even understand how health insurance works. It's like trying to shop for something you've never used and don't fully understand, and somehow you're expected to make the best decision on your own. So I want to do 4 things: provide accurate information, reduce your stress, increase your confidence, and empower you to make the best decision for yourself. I seek wise counsel and appreciate clear, candid, and kind advice, especially when it's something really important. So that's who I will be for you. So why Health Insurance Sherpa? First, we want to serve others to honor the love and blessings we've received. Life is hard. It's also beautiful and challenging. Everyone is going through something. The bottom line is that we are here to help and serve others. My past struggles help me to relate to my clients and understand their situation and anxiety. I've been single, married, divorced, remarried into a blended family, an employee. I've been a business owner. So if I can do one thing to help a little, guide them in their health insurance journey, I want to help as many people as possible. I couldn't find a positive, useful podcast out there about health insurance. This media has the potential to reach people all over America. One of my core beliefs, 1 Peter 4:10. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Second, there are millions without employer-sponsored health insurance. Uninsured individuals who skip insurance because they're too busy or overwhelmed and don't have anyone to help them. Or people currently on an ACA plan who want to optimize their choice. And new business owners seeking control and choice with their health plan. My dad, Bob Wernecke, is joining me today. Dad, I'm really glad you're here for this first episode.
I'm very glad to be here.
I feel like it's only right that we start with the person who helped build the foundation for all of this. I thought the first episode should help people understand where I came from and why this podcast matters so much to me. You're newly retired at the young age of 79. How did you first get into the business and what kept you going for so long?
Well, my mother told me initially that if I didn't go to college, which I didn't, that I needed to get into commission business, that you would reap what you sowed.
Get paid for what you're worth.
You get paid for what you do.
I remember you saying that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so true. And so my 2 choices were real estate or insurance. And I said, I really don't want to do real estate. So I chose
you did that too.
No, never did. So I went into the insurance business, and it's the best decision I ever made. I just love helping people, and that's what you get paid for. You get paid for how good you help people.
So since 1985, you never varied much off of that?
Never.
Started with more life insurance?
Yes.
And then got into health insurance?
Health insurance and disability and groups and then starting business owners. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Well, it's grown and evolved a lot even just since I joined you. So that was over 20 years ago. How do you think things have changed, especially for health insurance?
gotten much more complex, many more options, and we have some government options with ACA, Affordable Care Act. And so that's been a big help. But also group benefits have changed and they've evolved.
Yeah, they still are changing.
Yes.
The guidelines, requirements.
Yes.
We can go down to just 2 people. We call them microgroups now if you have 2 or 3 people in the group.
When initially they were underwritten, and so the insurance company could decline the company or individuals. So we'd have a group of 4, and maybe 2 people would be declined from coverage.
Yeah, we had full medical underwriting
We had full medical
20 years
underwriting.
ago.
Yes. So if you had any issues, they were excluded or you were declined.
Yeah, I remember that. They were rating them up.
Yes.
So we used to be able to have underwriting guidelines even that we would have to check to see if somebody might be able to qualify.
Now it's all guaranteed issue.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Nice for the clients.
Yes.
So nobody's declined and nobody's conditions are excluded.
Yeah, the Affordable Care Act, people call it Obamacare, that was fully implemented in 2014. So we have seen a lot of changes since then.
For sure.
Back then, there was a mandate, which we don't have anymore. People were required to have health insurance or pay a penalty.
Right.
That doesn't exist anymore. Sometimes people think that still does. The protections, people don't have to worry about pre-existing conditions. They have a protection as long as they apply within a certain period of time.
Right. There are limits on those pre-existing conditions. So
Yeah. Preventive care is no cost. We didn't
Correct.
have that before.
annual physicals are basically free.
Yes.
So, and full annual physicals.
As long as they code it as such.
Yes, yes. we need to provide them advice on how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we didn't even have maternity on a lot of coverages.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yes.
We had gender rating, male.
Yes, male,
The
female.
boys paid less than the girls.
Yes, they did. or the girls paid more than the boys.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Yep. And maternity was an extra fee.
Extra cost if you could get it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I think we had one company back in the day that offered that. But so looking back, there were key moments and choices in the past 23 years that brought me to today. This is March 2026, doing a podcast and focusing on serving others. So the key moments that kind of brought me here, I left a job and out another job and trusted God to guide my next steps. And then you suggesting that I come work for you, not knowing what you did, but it turned out to be a good decision. And then I took a 30% pay cut, started assisting you with your groups, learning the health insurance business. And then at that point, we identified the need for the individual health insurance portion of the business.
And you headed that up so expertly.
Yeah. So
Because you cared.
I cared and I wanted to help people, and it felt terrible for someone to get a decline, or they needed maternity. We couldn't get maternity.
Right.
So I identified the options. That's how I created the individual health insurance department. That's probably been about 21 years since now. And that's how I found my passion, actually, in helping small businesses and individuals.
And you do a great job.
Thank you. And then actually, you introduced me to NAFA 20 years ago. And I really think that was one of the best foundations and turning points in my career and for me personally.
It's a nonprofit trade association of all insurance agents and group reps. And it really expands your horizons. It gives you continuing education. You keep up to date on laws, legislation. So, yes.
And we're represented in Washington to fight for the brokers and the clients. So NAFA, they are still around. It has changed quite a bit. Back in the day, we used to have monthly luncheons, and that was a turning point too, because I met so many people, wonderful people in the industry that I wouldn't normally rub elbows with.
Right, professionals, fellow professionals. Right.
And I got out of my comfort zone to do that. But I remember you encouraging me to do that. And you were in Scottsdale. I was in Phoenix. So I moved over to Scottsdale and got to know so many different people that we're still, we have relationships with. One of them became the first person to be my number one referral partner.
Nice.
And then we were called by one NAFA member in particular, Barry, and he asked us to be on a committee for the Affordable Care Act when it was first coming about. There was so much misinformation. The government didn't even know how they were going to implement certain guidelines and things. But
You wanted to volunteer our time so we could give them the expertise.
yeah, and work with David Schweikert, who really wanted to make a difference. He used to speak at the NAFA luncheons, but
Right. Congressman David Schweikert.
yes. Did I mess that up? Oh.
No.
Okay. And a funny story that kind of led through NAFA as well is back in 2008, we moved into Gainey Ranch. We moved from Phoenix into Scottsdale and had a suite there for 10 years. And then we decided we were going to move.
What was the suite number?
It was 110. And then our friend Barry that we met through NAFA, he called about the committee and said, hey, we're looking for new office space. And he said, well, I happen to have 2 office suites that would be just perfect for you and your dad. So we ended up moving with him for 4 years. And then he sold.
What suite number was that?
That was 110. And then when you were starting to get away from your securities, or I think you needed a new place to hang your hat or something for your securities license, you were introduced to the place where we still are now. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we met this individual who was a financial advisor, and you were just going to move your securities business to him, and he found out I did health insurance. And he said, I'm looking for a new health insurance partner. So
funny how things work out.
Yeah, we were literally about to sign another lease. But anyway, so
what number was that?
Him, and it was 110. It started as 102, but then Mike in our office didn't want to change his suite number. So we're like, okay, we'll just be 110. So anyway, we're still there.
Still 110.
So God has a sense of humor, but at times he also sends pretty clear messages. I think we're where we're supposed to be.
Yes.
So anyway, another little story that came off at NAFA is that we formed a book club. We missed the monthly luncheons. They kind of changed over to a state.
They discontinued the monthly luncheons.
We didn't have the Scottsdale and the Phoenix chapters anymore, so we created value-based study group, or 2 of the members did, and invited us, which we've been to. It's almost been 4 years now, but those people and the books that we read have, growth mindset and just so many wonderful books. And
self-improvement, personal development, yes.
Yeah, to better serve our clients and to be better people. It is the whole premise for that. But anyway, so Rochelle is the one who told me about Populi, and that's how I started doing a podcast.
Nice.
But it seems that NAFA, having a growth mindset and learning are key elements in my history. What was key for you?
Self-development. I always wanted to be better than I was the year before, and NAFA provided that avenue. They provided the resources. They provided the meetings that I could improve my knowledge and my service to clients.
Yeah, everybody at those meetings wanted that. We were all lifelong
We were like-minded.
Learners. Yes. So one of my first I got it moments was helping a client. So one of my most memorable stories, and I tell this all the time, I had a gentleman of about 30 years old call me, and he wanted health insurance. He told me his background and why all of a sudden it became more important to him. He basically got the wrong advice. I don't know exactly what led up to it, but there are short-term or gap policies out there, but there are also ancillary policies, like you can get a cancer policy or vision or dental. Somebody had pieced multiple pieces of those together, but not the core short-term health policy.
The comprehensive.
Yes, that would cover you for any new illness or new injury, which we still have today. But anyway, he unfortunately had a pieced together, not comprehensive plan and ended up in the hospital with a headache, turned out to be a brain tumor. And he had surgery. So now this poor family was sitting on $400,000 in medical bills.
Ouch.
Yeah. So good news is he's healthy. It was very successful, and he's actually now a client of mine with his father-in-law, who has a small business health plan.
Nice.
So again, no worry about pre-existing conditions. He's fully covered. There's actually no cap on benefits today, where we used to have, it was $2 to $5 million.
Right.
Anyway. Right. And then another story that just last year, I had 2 clients come to me with cancer. Just, wonderful people. I love all my clients. But she had the short-term or something like the short-term policy, but she had a $10,000 out of pocket for each quarter. So
Ouch. Each quarter?
Each quarter.
Every 3 months?
Yes.
Ouch.
So she ended up with breast cancer, which she said she doesn't even have one marker for it, but she ended up with breast cancer. And all last year, she got the treatment she needed, which included, radiation, chemotherapy, mastectomy, hysterectomy she just went through in January. So But I will tell you, she was one of the happiest people to get on an Affordable Care Act plan, and she just joined me in 2026.
Nice.
So
now she has good coverage.
Now she has great coverage, but those are the people I really want to reach with this podcast. People that either had the wrong advice, they don't know where to go for it. They don't realize a broker is available for free.
Exactly.
So, talk to your auto and home person or family.
Have
and
them
friends
recommend
somebody. Exactly.
Who knows the business.
Yeah. I mean, all these 20 years of conversations, you learn a lot from people.
Yes, you do.
And we have trouble keeping up on the changes sometimes. So how is an individual that does something else 24/7
right
going to do this once a year?
But every time we have a new client, we go and research what is available and what the options are.
Right. Has anything changed?
Yes.
Small
and we
business
filter
clients.
that for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we save them a lot of steps. They don't realize
a lot of steps.
I tell people I'm going to make this low stress and easy for you. And they're like, really?
Yeah, you take the 47 options and you narrow it down to what's available to them, maybe 7 or 8 or 9, and then you narrow it down to specifics.
Yeah. And just even narrowing it down to less choices helps them.
Right. 1 or 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah. Somebody might have COBRA, or they might have their spouse's employer plan. They might have looking at ACA plans, which we call individual plans.
A lot of options.
Many options, and pros and cons with all of them.
Yes, costs and benefits are different.
Yes,
with each one.
Yeah. So, what are my thoughts to improve the health insurance system? If I could change something, it would be to have a course out there, like a crash course for people. Pros and cons. And that's why I made some videos, put them on YouTube. That's why I'm doing the podcast. Maybe just, quick pros and cons with each type.
So what you're saying is you're looking to educate your customers, your clients, your potential clients.
Yeah.
Give them information
or anybody
that
that's
they
not
can
even,
use.
Yeah. Or somebody that's not my client that just
For the general public.
Yeah. I get calls. I had a call from a friend. She's currently in Alabama, but her husband is in a career where they move every few years. And she's very educated, wise, smart, and she would have a lot of questions. So we would talk through COBRA, or does she look at an individual plan? So she ended up with COBRA because, number one, that gives her the flexibility. Usually it's a PPO network. Anyway, so those are the type of people that I want to try to reach. But I wish there was a tool out there that could really guide people.
That's a really good point. Yes, that we need a national tool that is available in all of the 50 states.
Yeah, I mean, even on healthcare.gov, what if we put up a 10-minute video or the government, creates it and makes it available, and at least it's optional for people to view that.
Give them the basic options that they have.
Yeah, like it's highly recommended.
And if you choose this option, then go here. If you choose that option, then go there.
Yeah.
Great idea. I think you should create that.
Maybe one day. We'll start with this
tomorrow
podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and just that brokers are free. Go seek one out.
Right.
But you want to make sure you trust them, and
you want a broker with credentials.
Yeah,
my opinion.
And experience,
yes.
And that isn't also doing other things that really is in it.
They're in it full time.
Full time.
Yes.
So the things I hope people take away from this podcast is that their health coverage matters. Their story matters. If you're uninsured, underinsured, or just simply confused, you deserve somebody to provide you the right advice. Another takeaway is that the system is very complex. You don't have to navigate it alone. You spent 40 years proving that, and I've been working on this for 20 years. So that is a lot of education and history to pull from.
Well, and the key thing is that these expenses come up just like that in a second.
Yes.
All of a sudden, I have to go to the doctor, and I have breast cancer. I have cancer of the brain.
Prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm. It hits you 1 second at a time.
Right.
So,
right.
Sudden expenses.
I joke with people. I'm like, do you drive on the 101? If you drive on the freeway, and we have a lot of
potential.
Snowbirds aren't always the best drivers, but we just have some bad drivers here.
Yes.
I feel like you're taking your life in your own hands.
And the hospital bill can be immense.
We've
seen $1 million hospital bills for complications.
Yeah, and up, actually.
And up, yes. $1 million plus hospital bills.
Yeah, and not to have any cap on the benefits the insurance company is going to pay for you.
Right.
Right now, the max is $10,200, 2026.
Your out of pocket.
That's your out-of-pocket max.
Max. So once you hit that number, 100% of the balance goes to the insurance company.
Correct.
Nice.
The bill goes to the insurance company.
Yes.
But one of the biggest reasons for health insurance, too, that people may not realize is the deep discounts, especially at the hospital.
Good point. Yes, hospitals, if you have a carrier, you're going to get a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% discount with the insurance company has negotiated with the carrier.
Correct. Yep. And actually, one thing not everybody knows is, let's say you are uninsured or you know somebody that was and ended up in the hospital. Usually they'll knock that bill down, in half just by asking. Mm-hmm. So even if you don't have insurance, but
we do not recommend that.
We do not recommend that, no. Because it could be ongoing. You could be disabled. It could be not just one event. It could be now your life has changed.
Cancer could be years of treatment.
Yeah, and we've seen that.
Yes.
So this week I have a challenge for the listeners. Write down one question you've been afraid to ask about health insurance, and then seek out a conversation, a broker, an insurance company, or even another advisor, a financial advisor, and watch how quickly clarity can replace confusion.
Good advice. Good suggestion.
So you may be retired, but your core belief lives on in every client we serve and I serve going forward. At the end of the day, we're not just finding plans, we're restoring peace of mind, providing, reducing people's stress.
Providing coverage that they absolutely need. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year. But at one day, they may, bang, hit a stone wall and I need this coverage.
And it's not always as expensive as they think, too. There's Access, which is Arizona's Medicaid program.
For lower income people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of people get deep discounts on the ACA. They get improved benefit plans, cost share reduction. We'll get into all that in future episodes.
Affordable Care Act.
Affordable
ACA.
Care Act. Yeah. If you're still unsure where to go, reach out to me at lisa@ecafinancial.com or go to Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Or I have a YouTube channel, Lisa Martin Health Insurance Sherpa, and insurance is INS. I'm Lisa Martin. This is episode 1 of Your Health Insurance Sherpa. In future episodes, we'll dive into the Affordable Care Act, subsidies, health savings accounts, group health insurance plans for small businesses, dental plans, and even Medicare. That is not my area. That's a whole nother adventure. But we'll have an expert on regularly to guide you before and after age 65. Thank you for trusting me on your journey.